You've been doing everything in your power. You've been doing everything in your power. But you feel that you've gotten nowhere. You feel that everything you've done has amounted to nothing. You don't hear anyone congratulating you. And you don't see any achievements, no trophies. You don't see any chandeliers, no expensive pictures, and no fast cars. All you see is yourself trying time and time and time and time and time again. Now this brings us to today's point. Tenacity. And I realize I don't have to, you know what I'm saying, because it's in point 5. Tenacity is trying time and time again, even though the outcome is not, it's not clicking, it's not in sight to everybody, it's not doable. I mentioned this in one of my videos. My wristband. For nothing will be impossible with God. Luke 1:37. Now this is important because being tenacious, you have to know this. Because the things that people believe aren't accessible to normal people, we're all normal people. The ones who were put on a pedestal and seen as larger than life, they were tenacious. Either that or they were tenacious and nobody knew about it. You see what I'm saying? Because even if you were gifted everything, right? Let's say I'm a billionaire. You're you. You look like you're ready for $1 million. You've been ready? All right, well here. I give you the $1 million, right? A month later, you're a dripped out bum. You know why I call you a dripped out bum? Because you don't have $1 million mindset. You didn't put anything towards assets. You didn't think about making your money work for you. You only thought about the right now, the what you don't have, the what you do have. And instead of using that as an asset itself, using the money as an asset like it should be, you used it as a playground. And you had a whole bunch of fun in it, but that fun won't last long. And nobody you love will get to enjoy that fun with you. I'm talking about the next generation and the next. Even your wife. What if something, this for my men. Something happens to you, God forbid. Your life is gone in a car crash. Your life is gone. Boom, head-to-head collision. A big Ram F-150. Your little Toyota. This is you. This is the Ford F-150. The car does 36 somersaults and there's no chance for you to come back. What you gonna do?
Damn, 36 somersaults, my guy?
Nothing, because you're dead. So everything that you left for your wife is all she's gonna have from you. And maybe some pictures, some t-shirts, some memories, you know what I'm saying? But don't you want her to be set so that first and foremost, another man cannot come through and woo her with the stuff that you couldn't give her? I know it's not about that, but you love her. You want to see her successfully structured and taken care of in an economy that is... Now look, I'm gonna wrap the video up because I'm in front of somebody.
We got a capper. That is cap. He capping.
And I don't like talking too much in front of people because I start filtering myself. So I'm gonna leave it at this. You need $1 million mindset to achieve sustainability in success. Now, in that scenario I gave you, $1 million, right? If you don't have the mindset to match, I might as well have gave you $5 to go in the Dollar Tree with like a little kid. Do you understand what I'm saying? So $1 million mindset, you can use $5, okay, 15. That's the investment. It's $15. We'll use that as an example. You use $15 to invest in yourself, to learn how to handle more amounts than $15, how to attract more than $15. Not only that, but how to make sure that you will never ever have less than $15 again. Because there are core lessons that if you implant today into your life, you will never ever have less than $15 again. And that's a promise. And honestly, I'm thinking of doing a follow-up book. I really am. I have a lot of goals and aspirations that I'm not going to speak out loud. But I'm going to start writing a book incrementally. A paperback book. I wrote an eBook already, $1 Million Mindset. You need to get that. You need to get to the next level. But let me wrap up this whole thing on tenacity, because this dude's in his own world. I'm in my own world. That's what tenacity is. This don't make sense. It looks like I'm talking to a mother. Let me watch my language. It looks like I'm talking to a wall, an electricity capsule. I look mad out my mind, but I'm talking to you because I understand what you're going through. You've been pushing, you've been fighting, you've been learning, and you've been relaxing. Oh shoot, what's that? What's that? Yo, okay, this reminded me of something, guys. This reminded me of something. So look, before I end the video, $1 Million Mindset is accessible at Ryedriego.com or any links in my bio, by the way. You see these socks? These are my socks. You see my shoes?
Oh,
Damn,
nah,
look at this dude's
boy,
shoes,
ran through the
bro.
trenches in
These
them
are my
joints.
shoes. Muddy, dirty, and I was walking through the mud. Something distracted me, and my feet got caught in the mud, right? My feet got caught in the mud. I was like, what the heck? I stepped, resistance. I stepped, resistance. I stepped, resistance. Now let me give you a backstory on this path I was walking. There was green on the other side. It looked like the land was fertile. And on the side I was on, the water was seeping into the cracks of the dry ground slowly, and the cracks were actually more moist, you know what I'm saying? They were actually more fertile, I'll say. And as I'm getting closer, the revelation is coming to me that the water's coming slowly, and as the water comes, the ground before it gets fertile. That's how you know. That's how you know, and that's how we are. The water isn't always going to be flowing where you need it. But if you really pay attention, the ground was always being fertilized. It was always being transformed. It was always being revitalized, but very slowly. And if that dirt over there had brain cells, it'd be thinking, while it was dry, it'd be like, dude, are we done for? Are we ever going to see the water again? And then one day, it feels a little more water. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So look, I'm getting closer. As I get closer to the water split that defines the two lands that I'm looking at, the one I'm on and the other side, I start walking, right? And after I cross on this stick, SITSTICK, that was just like poking out instead of jumping. Because if I jumped, I probably would have fell in. So, look, this is what I'm saying. It felt really symbolic because I had the feeling I'd get stuck. I had the feeling I'd had trouble walking. I had the feeling it wouldn't be easy for me to walk from over there to over there. And that's where the split was, all the way down there. So, even though I knew that, I still did it because I felt the view would be rewarding. And this is the view, where we are right now. So look, hear me out. I was stepping through the mud, and it took one shoe. Boom. My foot is out of the shoe. I can't turn back because I lose my balance. So I stepped again, sock in the mud. The other shoe is gone. It's left in the mud. So I'm like, bro. And I step again. So I have to turn around in my socks in this deep, probably like 6, 7 inch mud. You know what I'm saying? And I dig them out and I'm running through the mud. Let me show you. Let me demonstrate. All the way through the mud, and I come around over here, and then I go on the sidewalk, and I really wasn't even mad. I'm glad I was able to laugh at myself, right? And I found wood chips and started scraping the mud off my shoes. And that's when I thought about tenacity. Is even though something's obstructing the goal, my goal was just recording a video. It's gonna be 2 videos. I'm recording after this. I don't know what it's gonna be about, but 2 videos are going up today for the days missed. And I was like, you can't let nothing stop you. You can't let something inconvenient take away your plan, take away your action, which will stop your goal. Tenacious people understand that. That's why they keep doing the same things every day that people don't get. Be tenacious. So I'm gonna keep doing what I do unapologetically, because look at it like this. If I'm getting 30 views to 50 views on these YouTube videos, the people that stick around are here for me. Not just because of what I say, because what I say is putting these little clips that I put for 15, 30 seconds. And people with short attention spans still don't grip it. So if they stay, since you're staying, it means that you want to listen to the stuff I have to say. Now take that and apply it to your craft. Take that and apply it to your skill. However you do things is the way that you should be doing it. Obviously, you need to take positive criticism, you know what I'm saying? Good criticism, use it and shake with it. Make better food with the tips that you're given. But don't make completely different food because somebody gave you tips. Do you understand? Now, I'm gonna exit out on that so I have something to talk about later. I enjoyed this video. Another beautiful view from the same location. Last time it was recorded, I cut the video off. It was recorded from over there. Now we're over here and this location's used up. So $5 million mindset today and elevate your life. Ryedriego out. I remember what it was. I was talking about a web, and I was gonna teach y'all a lesson about this web I saw. So if you wanna learn about it, tap in for the next video.